Namaste and welcome to Cardiowise. I am Dr. Ameya Amonkar and today we'll go deep into the world of cholesterol lowering medications. If you've ever wondered, do I really need these pills? This one's for you. And trust me, it's not just about numbers, it's about preventing strokes, heart attacks and saving lives. From statins to newer drugs like the PCSK9 inhibitors, I'll explain when medications are necessary, how they work, and how to balance them with lifestyle changes. We will discuss about the fears and facts about statin side effects and how to tackle them. And finally, some common questions like, are these medications for a lifetime? We will answer all of them. To make it easier, I have divided this topic into two parts. In this part, let's understand why cholesterol lowering medications are necessary and who needs them. So let's get started. We know that LDL particles are small, dense and inflammatory. They penetrate vessel walls, get oxidized and start plaque formation. More LDL means more risk. It's not theoretical, it's proven. For all of you who like numbers, every 1 millimole per liter, that is 38 milligram percent reduction in LDL means 22% reduction in major cardiovascular events. And this is not from one study, but a meta-analysis of 26 trials, 1,70,000 plus patients. That is the cholesterol treatment trialist collaboration. Now, one of my patients, Mr. Patil, he went vegan, ran marathons, did yoga, still had LDL over 160. We added a statin. 3 months later, his LDL was 70. Risk cut into half. Sometimes it's not just your willpower, but it's your genes. While lifestyle changes are incredibly important, and I recommend them for everyone, they usually bring down LDL by about 10 to 20%. But when we need to reduce your risk fast or by a large margin, especially if you have had a heart attack, stroke, have diabetes or very high LDL, medications can bring LDL down by 50% or more. In these cases, medications are not optional, they are life-saving. Let me give you an example of two gentlemen, both around 45 years old and both with LDL values of around 140 milligram percent. Now, Avinash is overweight but has a normal blood pressure, normal sugars and no family history of heart disease. Prashant, on the other hand, is lean, exercises regularly, but is a well-controlled diabetic since 5 years. His elder brother had succumbed to a heart attack at 45 years. Can you guess what I advised these two gentlemen? For Avinash, I advised him to lose weight, eat right and exercise more often. But for Prashant, lifestyle changes alone are not enough. I prescribed him a statin to get his LDL values around 70 milligram percent. Because it is not just about the numbers, but the overall risk that matters. Not all high cholesterol needs medications. Doctors use risk scores like the ASCVD risk calculator, the Q risk calculator, or the score 2 calculator to assess the 10-year risk of a heart attack or a stroke. Now, this score predicts your chances of developing cardiovascular disease in the next decade. Now, these calculators can also provide a lifetime risk that helps identify younger individuals who might benefit from early intervention. Now, these calculators use various parameters like LDL cholesterol levels, your age, ethnicity, like if you're a Southeast Asian, you are at a higher risk of heart disease than your Western counterpart. They also look at your smoking status, your blood pressure values, and a family history of early heart disease and many other parameters. Now, think of the risk score as your life insurance premium. The higher your risk, the more likely you will need insurance in the form of medications to prevent a major event like a heart attack or a stroke. As discussed before, we don't prescribe cholesterol lowering medications to everyone who has high LDL values. For most individuals, we initiate lifestyle measures and re-evaluate their lipid profile and risk at intervals. But in some cases, medications become absolutely essential. We call this non-negotiable, as in these individuals, the benefits of cholesterol lowering with medications far outweighs the risks. In other words, we simply cannot reach very low target values that are needed to reduce the future risk of heart attacks or strokes without medications. Now, these include patients with existing atherosclerotic vascular disease, that is someone who has had a heart attack or a stroke in the past, someone who has undergone an angioplasty or a bypass surgery, and someone with peripheral arterial disease. Next are those with extremely high LDL levels, often above 190 milligram percent. Now, this is often genetic and seen in individuals with familial hypercholesterolemia. Usually the heterogeneous type, that is only a single gene copy is faulty. They often have a risk of heart attack starting in their late 30s or early 40s. This is seen in 1 out of 200 to 300 individuals in India. Now the homogeneous variant, that is where both gene copies are faulty, they are very rare and found in 1 to 2 lakh individuals, but they have heart attacks early in their childhood. Next is diabetics who are more than 40 years old. Then come those with high calcium score above 100. Then those who have a high 10-year ASCVD risk score, that is more than 7.5% or similar risk scores. Now these are individuals who have multiple risk factors like smoking, hypertension, or a very strong family history which elevates their future vascular risk. In all other cases, a healthy discussion regarding the benefits and risks of medications with focus on lifestyle changes is necessary. To give you an example, Mrs. Leena, she's 51, walks daily, eats healthy, but she had a calcium score of 200. Her LDL 130. We prescribed statins. Why? Because plaque's already there. That's like a ticking time bomb. So now you understand, cholesterol medications aren't just given because your numbers are high. They are prescribed based on your risk, your age, your health history, your lifestyle, and sometimes even your genetics. But now comes the next big question. What are these medications? How do they work? Are statins really safe? What if you have heard scary things about side effects or muscle pain? Well, that's exactly what we are going to explore in part 2 of this series. So see you in part 2 where we talk facts, not fears. If this video helped you understand why cholesterol lowering medications could be necessary, share it with your loved ones and don't forget to subscribe to Cardiowise for more practical and relatable heart health tips.